the data. Hello students, welcome you back to the course of cloud computing. We are reviewing the last topic of unit 3, cloud storage. In the previous lecture we saw the definition for cloud storage and some basic examples. In this lecture we will see the cloud storage architecture. So this is a model of computer data storage in which digital data is stored in the form of logical pools. So when we studied the types of layers, we came across all these things. So the same thing we are repeating here. So the physical storage will be divided and spanning among multiple servers, and they need not be in the same location. They will be also in multiple locations, and the physical environment may be typically owned and managed by a hosting company, which is nothing but the cloud service provider. So he is also going to maintain the storage part also, and storage services may be accessed through a collocated cloud computing service. Then as we saw in the previous lecture, it definitely needs a web service application interface and a gateway through which, that is the browser, web browser. And then it may also be mentioned as a web-based content management system. So the architecture will be like this. You can have more than one service location, and every location will have the physical storage server, and that will be converted to logical storage pools, and they will be created as a block or a file or an object storage and given to the virtual compute server. From there, through the application program interface, it is taken to the user. So this will be the level from the physical level getting converted to a logical storage pool, and from there you are creating virtual compute servers, and from there through an application programming interface it is being provided to the user. And so like this, n number of locations can be there. So it is made up of many distributed resources. That is what we mentioned, more than one location. But still it will act like one single cloud storage architecture, because I won't know whether I am getting from 2 locations or 3 locations or a single location. So everything is cooperatively given to the user, and it is highly fault tolerant because it is redundant, and distribution of data is replicated. In every location you can have more than one copy. So highly durable through the creation of versioned copies, and every time I work I will get a version of the copy. So that way even if I want old copies I will be able to access them, and typically eventually consistent with regard to data replicas. But every replica will be consistent. Whenever a change is happening, it will be uniformly done to all the duplicate copies also. So it is providing these 4 important characteristics. And then coming to the advantages, basically we know all that, we are only repeating. For the storage part also all this is applicable. So we need to pay only for the storage we are actually using. So basically storage is one service of the cloud, and services are always provided by pay per use. So whatever storage I am using, accordingly, either typically for an average of a month or on a daily basis. And businesses using cloud storage can cut their energy consumption by 70% because they are not owning the system. They don't need to worry about energy consumption. And organizations can choose between off-campus or on-campus cloud storage options, or a mixture of 2 options. That is, I can either choose to have the cloud storage in my own location, or it can be with the cloud provider. Both ways it is possible. Then storage availability. All additional technology, effort and cost to add availability and storage is eliminated. I don't need to bother about protection and availability of the data. And then maintenance cost. All this we have already seen under advantages of cloud computing. The same thing you have to incorporate for your storage also. And any immediate access, it is possible. And it can be used for copying virtual images. You can create any replica of the data. and it is useful because during any natural disaster there is a backup, always backup is available, so you don't need to worry about it. And if you want to map it to your local drive, there is a WebDAV protocol by which you can map it to your local drive also, so that also is possible. So these are some of the advantages of cloud storage. And finally, we have some potential concerns, mainly the data security, because storage is nothing but data. It is we are having a risk for attack. We saw so many types of attacks, is it not? Even that is applicable here also. So we have to use authentication methods. That is what we are saying about crypto system. So user ID password alone will not be sufficient. We should be able to encrypt and decrypt the data. So that is crypto system. So security is a major threat which we have to take care. And then the longevity. See, the company which is providing my resources should be capable of being a very permanent company. Suddenly today they go bankrupt or they start changing their focus for something else. See, Wipro was initially making computers. Then in between suddenly it started switching over to household products, all these cosmetic products. But still now it is manufacturing, but it may be very less. So it suddenly shifted focus. So if you have invested on that, you may have to lose your investment and so on. So if a cloud provider suddenly decides to change the definition of its company, it will become difficult for us. Or if that particular company gets purchased by another larger company, then they may not provide the services what this fellow promised us. Or if the company is shifted from one country to other, then country to country rules and restrictions may vary. I was told that the latest iPhone has some specific apps and utilities for relevant to this COVID-19. You can measure your, it is having an inbuilt pulse oximeter, you have a heart rate measuring sensor and so on. But some of the features are not applicable in all countries, I believe. So when the phone is exported, you are getting the phone, you may not be you able to utilize all the features. There are some restrictions. Country to country, there are policies, differences. And so that way also we may get affected. And finally, irrecoverable disaster. If the company is totally damaged and totally lost, then we will be in total trouble. So longevity of the company is also important. And apart from that, accessibility, which is very important. Whenever possible, it should be able to access. Performance is very important. Reliability is also very important. Availability is also important. I should have a reliable connection and I should be getting availability. Data should be available for me always. So this completes our Unit 3 discussion on the various issues. Thank you.